Is this interfering with legal police probes, as far as you can tell from what Apple has said?
On the surface, it seems like it's good news for the bad guys and bad news for law enforcement. It seems like it's going to be even more restrictive now and making it more difficult to get a search warrant, an eavesdropping warrant, than it has been in the past. So I think it's bad news for law enforcement.
In other words, you feel it's shielding the bad guys needlessly, but Joe, you don't think so.
I don't think so. I think give it a month, and I think you're going to see circumvention of this type of encryption technology. We can say that example of what happened with the Android, operating system, where they found the frozen hack in order to break the encryption on that mobile device. I see teams like Rocco Grillo at Protiviti. His team was called in by forensics teams and law enforcement to do these type of hacks to get into these type of phones under warrant.
But now, wait, I truly don't understand. So if I have a warrant, if I'm the police, why would they currently now need hacking to get information that should be legally obtainable? And should it matter what barriers a company uses if the police say that they legally have the right to go after that information?
Access, right.
It would get tricky because I would think that the court could potentially issue an order and put someone under contempt, that if they don't provide the password to unlock that device, then they could be found in contempt of court and then be fined from that court. That's happened in the past. So it's a choice of, do you want to be fined by the courts and the district courts for disobeying a court order, or at the worst case scenario, do they have to circumvent the encryption and necessarily break into it? Like the same thing as kicking your door down in your house. They have a search warrant. You can either open door for them, or they can kick the door down.
What about that, Ed? Is it a bit disingenuous for Apple to claim they've got this the security in place now that will keep the police out, even if they've got a warrant? I mean, there are workarounds and there are legal ramifications here, too.
There certainly are. It just seems like it's getting harder and harder. This seems to be more about profit and less about privacy, in my view. Law enforcement right now jumps through all kinds of hoops to get search warrants, to get eavesdropping warrants, and rightfully so. We should not be able to eavesdrop on people. This just seems to make it even more difficult, and Apple seems to be kicking the can down the road on this one.